my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso on a beautiful Monday morning, overflowing with positivity and the love of the beautiful game. If you're a Reds fan, let's talk about six, baby. I'm trying to get the Jurgen Klopp grin.
You need straight the teeth with that.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, we connected with you on social media to get your high point.
Yeah, let's try and see if we can find some over here. Obviously, a lot of people raving about the Champions League final, like Shane here, who basically gave us the lyrics to Let's Talk About Six, baby. If you're wondering how it goes, that's how it goes.
Look for the meme, yeah.
I was trying to draw positivity from this one here. Palis is saying, good morning, I didn't have any highlights, but just disappointment. But my highlight for the weekend is me making it to the top of Lion's Head, and it was my first time hiking. Yes, I've been celebrating with you.
Yes, what's your daughter's name?
Luca.
You have to think about that. That's a problem. And Luca's hockey team also dominated this weekend. Well done,
yeah,
Luca.
the Blitzbokke also featuring among them here. The Lions beating the Stormers. Okay, but let's quickly just stop beating about the bush. We know what we're here to do, okay?
Yeah.
We're here to discuss the tragedy that is the Cricket World Cup right now. And I'm not quite sure how to contextualize it and go, there is positivity to be drawn out of this as a South African fan, especially in this big year of sporting World Cups.
Yeah, man, you pumped, dude. I can feel it.
Gents.
It's not too late, so let's not be overly dramatic here.
Yeah.
But the problem is, when you've got India just around the corner, smelling blood in the kind of form that they are, you know, we talk about Kohli all the time. He's like a great white shark now, I would imagine. And you go down to one of the perceived weaker teams, a minnow. But is that no longer the case? Bangladesh, they've proven their credentials, man.
Bangladesh have beaten everybody, so it's not as if they're going to go and, well...
Not just us.
They've added us to the list. But, I mean, they've beaten everybody, so they would have come into that game feeling reasonably confident, and they would have been very excited when Faf du Plessis said, why don't you have a bat? Because that would have been, I would have thought, the decision we should have made. We should have gone to bat.
Because it kind of allowed their batsmen to get a foothold, first of all, but they've got to deliver. they need to do that. But it allowed them to play that balance of the slow game, and their spin bowlers were superb.
Cass Snyder posted something quite interesting on Twitter, saying that in order to do well in the World Cup, you've got to start with a squad that is fully fit to begin with. Do you think this is having quite a dramatic effect on our performance? The fact that we're not
because you may have a plan, but you can't execute it because of X, Y, and Z. Now, Dale Steyn isn't fit. Lungi Gidi breaks down. Hashim Amla got knocked in the head. You know, just everything just went pear-shaped from the start, from the toss, making the wrong. Everybody would have batted first, but yet the Proteas captain decides to bowl. It just didn't make sense. It was on the same pitch as the England game. Surely it was going to be slower and lower if you bat second. So why would you bowl first?
But even yet, at some point, I felt like there was hope. Quinny was in and he was doing the good things. That ridiculous run-out happens. Faf is looking good. He passes the half-century mark, and he looks like he's really in. The ball is probably this size in his head, and he decides to go for the most ridiculous shot ever at 27 overs.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the one thing, it's not World Cup related, but there's a lot of bad habits that the players have learnt over T20 and IPL tournaments, and it seems like we're struggling to sort of get rid of the T20 and IPL.
Play yourself in.
Play yourself in. You've actually got 50 overs, guys, not 20.
Right?
And also with that, Rasif van der Dissen's been batting number 4 throughout the season. Suddenly he's pushed down to 5. David Miller gets sent in ahead of him. Why? There was enough overs for Rasif to get himself in. He's been solid, really composed at the crease throughout the year. But now you put him under extra pressure, and that's why he played uncharacteristic shot. He's normally so cool.
And that's the thing, is as much as that pressure wasn't there immediately, there was always looming like, okay, we need to kick on, we need to kick on. What's the remedy, guys? Let's pick ourselves up, let's move forward. Are we in a situation now where we need to start thinking about replacing players that are injured? Can you do that in the midst of a World Cup if you've got this many injured players? What are the options now?
Well, I mean, I think in terms of, absolutely, there are options in terms of replacing injured players. So, I mean, for example, Hashim Amla, you know, if, for example, he comes out that the concussion is much more serious, although I'm hearing that he's potentially coming back, but that might just be...
I mean, a concussion is no...
No, you never take a chance with that.
Exactly,
you never take a chance. So, I mean, he's a candidate if a replacement is needed. Dale Steyn went into that tournament having not played a single game in terms of warm-ups, and in fact now looks like he might not play even on Wednesday when we take on India. So there are a couple of candidates in terms of replacements. Will we call on the replacements, or will we stick to our guns and go, we've got the squad we wanted to have, but we're not getting the results we want to have?
Look, particularly with the bowling plan. The plan has been bowl short, bomb them out.
Yeah.
And it didn't work in both games. So I think they've got to change strategy. You can't just continue doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. We've got the Brace Shamsi, who's also left-arm wrist spinner. Imi Tahir has done fairly well in these 2 games. So perhaps throw in another spinner because the pace isn't working. Chris Morris bowled well up to the 8th over. The last 2 overs he got smashed.
And that was the difference, actually. Those last kind of 4 or 5 overs were the difference.
So, and there's nothing coming through with the bat there. So why not throw in another bowler and perhaps restrict then the other team by taking wickets?
But I think just one thing, worth noting is the fact that, and I think we said it, is the fact that this tournament isn't over by a long shot.
Thank you.
Not by a long shot. Every team has got to play 9 games, and you could probably mathematically get away with losing sort of 3 or 4 to still make the top 4.
You see, that's not how I want to think. I'm so sorry.
No.
As a Protea Fire supporter, I never ever want to think that, like, okay, we've got this many.
We've got 2 more to lose.
And I'm kind of thinking, with the situation that we've got now, who are the players that you look at and you go, the pressure is squarely on you. We've got bowling injuries, we've got potential batting injuries right now. The lineup isn't looking the way that we would have ideally liked to have had it. Who do you look at and go, this is your time to perform now. This is why
the senior players.
you may
Quentin
be the
must
senior
be
players.
The captain has played 2 poor shots in both games, getting himself out unnecessarily.
And could have gone on to a
Connie
ton
de Kock
easily.
with the first game as well, poor shot. Second game,
Poor
sort of,
decision.
it's half and half, that run out with Markram called him, but surely he shouldn't have gone out of his crease. The ball just went behind him. So, those totally irresponsible,
Also,
unnecessary.
Aiden should have fell on his sword there. I mean, you called it was behind him.
Yeah.
You called it, so go.
Go.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Go.
yeah.
Simple as that.
I'm sure they had chats.
Oh, I'm
sure
so angry.
they had chats.
I'm so angry.
I thought, guys, I really thought this process work that we did as a group, our group therapy would have helped us this morning. But it really hasn't. But later today, good luck, Pakistan, coming up against England. England seem to be putting their hand up as the favourite for me. In front of their home crowd, they are absolutely amazing. Stokes will stoke the fire at 11:30. You can catch all of that action live. Guys, I'm sorry that we had to drag you through all of this again, but we'll bring you back
on Wednesday.
We'll bring you back. You can continue to share some love. Stoke the Protea fire this morning. We'd love to hear from you on all of our social media
Can you see the
platforms.
mild
You
panic
never
in our
walk it up.
eyes?
You never.